Skylar is up next. Skylar is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hi, Skylar. Welcome to the EntreLeadership Podcast.
Good afternoon, Dave. How are you doing today?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
Oh, nothing much. I had a question, a little background information. I'm a senior employee at a small company of 9 people, and I would say we gross revenue of about $800,000. I don't look at the financials. I haven't yet. And my question is, should I buy the business from my boss even if I don't know how to do it the right way or go about it the proper way?
Go about running the business the proper way or buying it the proper way? Which is it you don't know?
Buying the proper way, like going about it the right way.
If he walked out today, you could run it.
I would say there's a good chance, yes.
Okay. What would you be the strongest at, and what would you be the weakest at if he walked out today and you were running it?
My strongest would be, I would say, the connections, the marketing, the marketing aspect with the clients.
Is that what you do now?
No, sir. No, sir. I don't.
Okay. What do you do now?
I go along with her to the when we go market.
Okay. All right. What is your title? What do you actually do?
We real estate.
No, you.
Oh, me. I'm in charge of the title abstractors in our business.
Okay. And the business is what? Title searching?
Yes, sir. And insurance.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. And there's 9 of you, and you're grossing $800K. Do you know? And you don't know what the net profit is. And I didn't let you finish earlier. What would be your weakest problem? Your biggest problem if you took over operations today?
My biggest problem would be the delegation part. I'm working on that, but I do see that as being my weakest.
Okay. All right. So you know how to run the marketing. You know how to run the accounting. You know how to look at the books, pay the bills, all that process, right? You're comfortable with all that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. Very good. All right. Well, has she given you a price?
No, sir, she has not. The last thing she's told me was that she's ready for me to look over the financials, and I'm currently in talks I'm interviewing a couple of CPAs to get them to figure out which one I want on my side for them to look over the financials. But no, as far as price, she has not given me one yet.
Okay. All right. And if she sells you the business and leaves, what will it cost you to hire someone to do what she does now, or do what you do because you're going to be doing what she does? Or would you even replace that?
I would replace her, and it would probably be about $50,000 to $60,000 a year.
Okay. All right, cool. So what I would tell you to do then, the formula, let's talk about first, is the actual net profit of the business. If she's paying herself out before that net profit, then you would add that back in since she's leaving, but then you would subtract out $60,000.
Okay.
Because so when the smoke clears, she's gone, and you've replaced this $60,000 position. What will your net profit be? That's the figure you're looking for. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then we're going to take that figure times 4 or 5.
Okay.
And you're going to be real close to your valuation.
Okay.
That's a 20 to a 25% rate of return, which is ridiculous for an investment, but not ridiculous for a high-risk purchase like a small business.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so that's a standard, that's called a cap rate valuation. It's a standard valuation method in small business settings. And so I'd like to pay her about 4 times that net profit figure after we've ascertained what it is, minus what she's paying herself now, plus that minus the 60, and coming up with a real net profit after she's gone. And so if that's $100,000 a year out of the 800, which I'm going to guess and say that's probably not that far off, then this is a $400,000 business.
Okay.
Follow me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what you're getting paid does not enter into the equation because we also have to pay you.
Yes, sir.
So the way you analyze it when you're buying is if you were an absentee owner. In other words, if I bought the business and I hired you to run it and that other $60,000 person and she was gone, what would I be netting? And I live in Nashville and you're in Charlotte, okay? And so, because you guys are going to be running it, but what's the net profit after I pay all my employees if I buy the business? That would make that business, if it's $100K, worth around $400 to me, which is a 25% rate of return. That'd be the minimum I would look at. So now, how do we structure that deal? Well, a lot of people do stupid stuff like run down to the bank and take out a second mortgage on their house with an SBA loan and get $400,000 in debt. No, don't do that.
Right.
If that's the only way she'll take her money, you don't do this deal. You're just going to have to not do the deal. I would walk away.
And we've talked about the seller finance because we've talked about briefly.
Okay, here's your structure for the seller finance. What do you make now?
Me right now, I make about 65 to 70.
Okay. You're going to pay yourself $70,000 and you're going to give her 100% of the net profit until it reaches $400.
Okay.
And if there's not any net profit that year because there's a COVID pandemic, then you don't owe her anything that year. It's net profit after you get $70,000, whatever that figure is, until it gets to 400, if 400 is the number. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
And so if it makes 100 a year, 4 years, you paid her out.
Yes, sir.
If you do 4 times net profit and the net profit stays exactly the same, in 4 years you'll pay her out. If you do 5 times net profit, in 5 years you'll pay her out. But likely your profits are going to be better or worse than they've been in the past. Hopefully you'll do a slightly better job or maybe a little worse job because you're new at it. I don't know.
Yes,
but either way, you're not on the hook for some stupid bank payment and you lose everything because something went sideways and you borrowed up to your eyeballs to buy out a title business.
Yes, sir.
Don't do that. Don't do that, okay?
Yes, sir.
So the net profit formula is really easy. She gets everything after you get your basic salary until she gets all her money. That's a great deal for her as long as there's profit. But it's a great deal for you because if the profits go down, you're not strung out to dry. You following me how this works?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very cool. Hey, good job. I hope this works out for you, man. You're doing great stuff, and I'm excited for you to be a new business owner. Hope it works through for you. And that's a good deal as an owner financing structure for any of you selling a business. Minimum living wage for the new buyer out of the formula, and the net profits left over after that, you get all of it until you get your money, or most of it until you get your money, whatever the number is. This is the EntreLeadership Podcast.